It's been really nice to just kind of see the progressions each week. Like I still have a very, very long way to go, but to just see how far I've come in the last 6 weeks and to see just the improvements I can make every week has been really, really positive and like reassuring and very like motivating. So that's exciting. I was competing in the Hong Kong Open in early December, and I was in the finals, competing in the finals versus Hanya El Hamami. And 5-all in the first game, I hit a deep ball into the back left, and she dropped it into the front left. So she hit a straight drop, and I was on the tee, and I basically did a usual split step that I do all the time and pushed my right foot back to push off and pop my Achilles. So, and that's exactly what I did when I tore my left one 7 years ago, and except the opposite side. So yeah, exact same movement, just mirrored on the other side. So I knew it right away. It's been very different in my approach. Also, I think it helps the fact that like I know what I'm in for this time around, whereas when I first did it, I didn't know anything. Like I didn't know what I was doing. I'm just following the guidance of like the PT, and if you're not in the right guidance or you're not in the right care, like you're really going to suffer. And that's unfortunately like what happened with my left. So I wasn't in the right guidance for many months, like with my left, until I went down to Philly like about 6 months in, and we started working with Joe Zaret, who like I'm working with now from the start. But I learned so much the first time around of kind of like what I can do better. I can do like, it's not about the 3 days a week you're in PT. It's about like, what do you do like the rest of the time when you're not at PT? So it's just kind of that mindset also too. Like just because I'm out playing doesn't mean like, I'm not going to take care of myself. Like taking care of my like health and well-being and mental health, like that's going to help with my overall recovery and just happiness and everything. I'm not like coping with just like what I did in the past of like going out and like food and alcohol and all that stuff, which is like easy coping mechanisms, kind of just like not address anything. Whereas now, like I'm a lot more mindful about like how I'm taking care of myself and making sure that, I'm trying to be as like healthy in like my mind, body, and spirit in this whole process, and know that like even with the PT that I'm doing, that's the recovery is not all about PT. It's about like, making sure that your mind's in the right place, like the rest of your body too. Like that's going to help with the recovery process. And I've noticed that like since I've done this, the recovery process has been a lot better. Like I feel so much stronger. And like I think it's also helped with my overall happiness during this process too, because it's hard. Like I think like I know people say like, oh, I'm doing really well, but like it's hard. It is very, very hard. But I was like, there's something positive's going to come out of here. And I just kind of looked at all the positives with it, like, and sort of just like looked at my life outside of squash. And I was like, well, what's missing here? Like, what have I kind of been putting on hold for the last, I don't know, like 5 years or 4 years, since pretty much like COVID, when the last time I had an extended period of time out. And then since then, it's just been like squash. Like, I'm working like traveling 1,000,000 miles per hour. Like my life is just moving at 1,000,000 miles per hour, like going so fast. And all the time I was like, I can't deal with this. I have to go to another tournament. I can't deal with this. I have to go train. And now I'm like, I have time to actually like chill out, to sit, to enjoy my life outside of squash, to actually address my life outside of squash that has been on hold for like 4 years. And I was like, wow, this is really nice. Like I'm going to go be Amanda Sobhy, the non-professional squash player, and just go enjoy my life. For me, connection is a huge thing for me. So, even while I'm out injured, I still wanted to find that like connection and be able to spend the quality time with people. It also helped as well that, I have this time to intentionally be able to spend this quality time with people I normally don't get to. So it's like, being intentional about like seeing friends, spending time with family, the people who kind of like fill my energy cup up. Obviously, I have a phenomenal team like for my rehab and recovery, both in Philly and Florida. So like Philly, I have the whole US squash set up. I'm working at Zaret Rehab and Fitness. Like I basically eat, sleep, like rehab, repeat. I have the like racket club in Philly. So it's a really nice setup there and community there. And they've been very supportive. And then also down in Florida, obviously I have like Kinetic, Weil, my team down here. I'm working now with like Cassiano on the rehab side at his place, like Costa Performance. So it's been really nice to kind of have these two hubs and have this massive support team. And then on top of it, like I have my friends and my family. And it's nice because like, you know, there's no way I would be able to do this myself. You know, as strong as I am, like I can't do this myself. You have to look out for the players because, you know, we're the product. Like without us, the tour is not going to be happening. And I know that once I get back on tour, like obviously that's going to generate a lot of like eyeballs, people tuning in, like Squash TV. So it's like I'm almost like being able to get like monetized off of they're able to monetize off of my like injury and comeback and everything and like sharing my story and all of that. And I'm happy to do that to inspire and everything. But like, you know, I just lost 75% of my income, you know, with the tournaments that I can't play. There needs something to be done for those players who are out injured, like some support, more like financial support, I think, to be able to allow these players to have that peace and ability to take the time off to rehab, to get healthy with their injuries and then come back on tour and be okay. Because also too, like you see, and I've talked to players about this, like they'll have little niggles like here and there, little injuries that require, you know, maybe like a couple months off tour, but they're paranoid. They're not paranoid, but they're so anxious. They're scared to take that time off because they're like, well, you know, I don't want my ranking to drop. I don't want I'm going to lose all this money, like everything. I can't afford to like take the time off. So what are they going to do? They're going to put their injured bodies to play those tournaments over and over again and just keep getting injured, never get healthy again. And then at the end of the day, like, you know, we only get one body. Fortunately for like this experience, my mental health has been pretty good. Like, honestly, it's been fantastic, but that's just because, you know, I've been down this road before. I know what to expect. I also think like I've been through enough mental health experiences where I've been on the downside of it. So I kind of know myself, like what happens if I do like let myself go into that like slippery slope. And it's a very slippery slope, honestly. Like, so to be honest, like I don't really let myself go there. Like I don't even kind of like, when I see myself going a little bit down that road, I'm like, I know, like I don't feel great, you know, my mental health declines, everything. And I was like, you know what do I need to do in order to like help my mental health? And a lot of it's like making sure that I'm taking care of myself, like the basics: sleep, nutrition, hydration, sunlight, like getting outside. Thank goodness I like live in Florida. I can go see like the sunset, the sunrise, like walk along the beach, being out in nature, connection, like having those people who make me feel loved and everything. So it's my like connecting with the inner circle, my family, my friends, like making sure I'm not spending a lot of time like alone ruminating in my own thoughts, like, and still having that like purpose of, okay, why am I doing this? Like, you know, I want to get back on tour. Like I want to inspire people that and show them that like, hey, you can get through these setbacks and challenges and overcome adversity and stuff and like be okay, and you can get stronger from that. And I want to show people that like, hey, you know, I'm not going to let like one injured Achilles, I'm not going to let two like busted Achilles knock me down and like kind of kill my vibe. Like I still love life. I'm still Amanda Sobhy, you know, I still plan on coming back and like inspiring people and like showing that like, hey, even if you do have these setbacks, like there's so many positives that can come out of it. So just keep going. I love being a mental health and wellness ambassador. I think it's fantastic, the fact that like us players can speak about it openly And I think it's really beautiful, the fact that, like, we're top professional athletes, and we're able to show our vulnerabilities and kind of expose ourselves a little bit, that, like, hey, it's not all, we're not like these superhuman people. Like, we are humans who go through the same stuff as everybody else, and just like, this is how we deal with it to help overcome it. But, like, yeah, have anxiety, we have depression, like, we struggle with food in our body, like everything. um and I think sharing that, not only does it really help, like, those players on tour who are just starting out or are younger, like the next generation of players, but also just like the regular community and population. I think, showing our human side and showing who we are kind of a little bit outside of the professional athlete really allows people to connect with us, to resonate with us, and gravitate towards wanting to, like, follow us on tour, follow our journeys, and, like, support us in this. And I think we're given this platform to be able to help people, and that's kind of how I view it, as a mental health ambassador. It might be putting my own vulnerabilities and, like, out in the open, but if I can help people in the process, like, I would 100% do that.